Hey, Randy Barton for Extreme Faith and Fitness, Team Beachbody Coach. This week's coaching moment is by request when someone called out and said, "We want to hear your story. You inspired me and I think others want to hear it as well." Here we go. This is my story. My story starts out when I was just a little child and I was always the fat kid. Don't believe me? Check out this picture. Here we go. 5th grade, 10 years old. As we see this picture here, that is a little porker named Randy Barton. That's me. As we see us go through, things just continued on as I was the big kid. When we went out to play kickball, more than once this happened. Everybody's choosing their teams. Hey, we'll have him, and we'll have him, we'll have him, and it comes down to me, the last kid picked, but I wouldn't be picked. They would say, you know what, we'll have so-and-so, and you can just keep him because we don't want him. They would rather have a lopsided team than have me on their team. Ouch! That hurts. That cuts deep, and that happened many times through my childhood. All the names, all the things go along with it. I'll tell you what, that kind of stuff can mess with somebody's mind. It's probably why I'm crazy today. But as we go through as well, that was 10 years old. Check out 12 years old, all dressed up in a chubby little body. There we go, 12 years old. You can see that. There's a little chunky kid still, the fattest kid in the class. A lot of people today say, why do you ever call yourself chunky? Why do you still do that? Because I still mentally have parts of me that say, I'm still the biggest guy in the room. When I walk into a room, I'm still the biggest guy there. Things went on. 15 years old, my brother and I out doing a little bit of shooting here. Check this out. This is where I'm topping out at my peak weight. As we look at this, look at that big old round belly coming off of there. This is 250 pounds. About 15 years old, 250 pounds. Let me give you a straight on shot of me at 15 years old. There we are, straight on shot, family trip up to Mackinac. Look at this. I'm gonna put all these pictures at the end of the video as well. But check that out. Wow, 250 pounds is a lot of weight, especially being a 15-year-old. I broke 100 pounds when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. Broke 200 pounds when I was in 6th grade. The weight just kept going and going and going and going, and I just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, could put away serious amounts of food. But actually, the summer after this was taken, the summer after this picture was taken, I accidentally lost a ton of weight. How do you accidentally lose a ton of weight? Well, I didn't really think about it for any means of weight loss, but I started riding my bike with one of my best friends at the time. We were riding like 60 to 80 miles a day. I was actually hoping to do the Delmac, which if you're familiar with the Delmac or in Michigan, it's a bicycle trip that goes from Lansing, Michigan up to Mackinac, and it's a long ride. I mean, it takes an entire week of going like 60, 80, 100 miles a day. I never actually ended up doing it, but in training for it, I just thought it was fun, but ended up losing a ton of weight. It bounced, went from about 250, by the time I evened out, it was about 185 pounds. Not too bad. But as we went through high school, the last 2 years of high school, went through college, things were pretty good until, you guys will understand this, I got married. Now, I am not blaming my wife for anything because she has never held me down and stuffed food in my face. But I did it myself, and I did it in large supplies of nasty food. Oh, it didn't taste nasty, it just was nasty for me. And I packed on the pounds. Before I knew it, I was from 185 right back up to 230 pounds. I was eating so much food. There was one time I was out with the guys from work. I was working construction at the time. We go out to eat at this Mexican restaurant, and this is what I literally always do. I try to find the biggest thing on the menu, and I'd order it. If we went to even fast food, it would always have to be the king size, the super size, the whatever it was. And then it'd be with a milkshake on top of that. Well, I went up to this Mexican restaurant, ordered the biggest thing on the menu. I didn't even know it was a food challenge. I finished this 5-pound burrito. They come by and they say, "Whoa, you finished that? We're going to take your picture, put it on the wall, and here's a free t-shirt." That's the last time I was at the restaurant, but as far as I know, that picture of me still hangs among the few that were able to finish the 5-pound burrito. I was a big guy, and it kept going on fast. Here's a picture of me, 25 years old. 25 years old. That's me with my oldest daughter, Madison, there on my lap. But look at that. She barely fit on the lap after that belly's pushing her right off of there. This is back up to 230 pounds. At that point, I thought something's got to change. So I took these pictures. These were my official I am sick of being fat pictures. And as we look at these, let it focus there. As we look at these pictures, it was after my brother had actually had a great transformation just by eating right, you know, changing a little bit of diet lifestyle. And so I jumped on that wagon with him, which was the South Beach diet. Now, the South Beach diet is one of many diets, but it uses the principle of low carb, high protein. And I lost a ton of weight. I went from 230 pounds to 155 pounds. Actually, I can't remember if it was 54 or 56, but we'll go in the middle. 155 pounds. That is a huge difference. 230 to 155 pounds, and I did that in less than 6 months. That's a huge difference. That's probably a transformation like you want to see. Side note, that may be a little too fast of weight loss, but I did it, and I kept it off for years and years and years. I went 4 to 5 years, and I never reintroduced white breads, refined sugars, simple carbs. I still to this day have not introduced them in. And a lot of people would say, oh, how long are you going to do this? Or, boy, you're really looking good. You can go out and start cheating. You can go out and have some ice cream. You can go out and, you know, have you a triple cheeseburger or whatever it may be. If you want permanent results, you've got to have permanent change. Just this last Sunday, somebody made the comment after losing a lot of weight. They make the comment, and this is common, you just can't eat that way forever. Why not? That's like saying you can't be healthy forever. You can't experience weight loss that really lasts. Let me tell you, you can. You can. It was in 2006, January 6th of 2006, that I began a completely different lifestyle. It wasn't a diet. I began the South Beach lifestyle. To this day, that is the most experience of the past 6 years of eating that lifestyle. Now, with all of that, after, let's see, it's been 6 years, after 4 years, I noticed something that happens commonly, is that my weight started to slowly creep up. And I went from being that 155 to 188, a 33-pound gain. I looked in the mirror and said, I'm not going back there again. I hadn't reintroduced the nasty sugary foods, but my portions had started to go up. So I snapped back into gear, got my portions where they needed to be, and I started working out. What did I use? My gateway to fitness was P90X. When I did my first round of P90X, I lost nearly 20 pounds. After I did the next round of P90X, it was up to 25, almost 30 pounds. Now, ironically, today I weigh about 185 pounds. That's pretty close to the original pre-P90X weight. As we look at that, I did not look this way before I started P90X. My body fat's lower than it was then, which means I've added in muscle. Why? Because I've stuck with it. I've stuck with the nutrition plan. I've stuck with the diet plan. To date, I am finishing my 8th round of P90X. I'm in the final phase of my 8th round of P90X. I squeezed 3 rounds of insanity in there, and one of those rounds was P90X2. How does all this happen? How do we have permanent change, permanent transformation like this? Is with permanent persistence. Permanent results only comes from permanent change. I hear a lot of excuses. I don't have time. I'm not motivated. I just can't do it anymore. I've done that once. I don't want to do it again. You're going to end up right where you started. You're going to end up being the fat kid again. I've been there. You don't like it. It's not fun. I still have parts of my mind that still tell me I'm the biggest person in the room when I walk in. There's still parts of my mind that lack confidence because 15 to 20, 30 years ago, I was being called names and told I was always the fat kid and the, well, you can imagine the names that came along with it. But now we look at this, and transformation's possible. You know, I just read on my Facebook page just before making this video of one of my great friends said, you say it's impossible? Look at the word impossible, and it says right in it, I'm possible. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It is possible for you to have a transformation story as drastic as mine or better. You can see great results. If you have not signed up for the free fitness coaching, you just like found this video on YouTube, I am nothing fantastic, I am nothing, amazing. I'm just an ordinary person that says enough is enough when it comes to being overweight. I got to start eating right and exercising, and that is the only combination that's really going to get you lasting transformation. If you've not signed up for the free fitness coaching, go to extremefaithandfitness.com. The right hand side, there's going to be a big red button up there. says free fitness coaching. It's going to get you into a private Facebook group of just a lot of other people, dozens of other people now that are gotten together and want to have the same type of results and transformation that you had. Been coaching now for, oh goodness, I don't know, a year and a half. We have several different coaches in our organization of Extreme Faith and Fitness now that want to help you get a transformation as well, in just the support of others. There's great support in numbers. This has been Randy Barton for Extreme Faith and Fitness, Team Beachbody Coach. You can have a transformation. See you next time.